Fortunate to escape today. I thought the Citadel, their arms did a nice job. They have a distinct personality with the short game and the run game. Thought we threw the ball on the mound really nicely today. I thought Mendez was a mixture of everything. Johnny Abraham continues to be sharp, and that power sink in the bottom threw some of the better breaking balls we've seen him throw today. Those two did a nice job. I thought we defended decent at times. There were some sloppy moments in the game, quite frankly, in the second game. If Beard handles that, they may not score, I suppose. Thought Beard was sharp. The pitch count got exactly where we thought it needed to get, about 65, 70-ish, and then he felt good, so we got him out of there when he felt good. O'Leary was okay, and Meeble, that's the best we've seen him. So that was encouraging. Some bright defense. When you pitch that way and accumulate some strikeouts like that, it's obviously tough to score, and that's a big emphasis for us is can we be difficult to score on? And then the offensive side was very disappointing. The short game opportunities to watch that was difficult, hard to watch. The management of some of the at-bats and some of the quick outs we made, I give their starting pitcher in game 2 credit. That guy basically was on the verge of a complete game. Mixed everything, moved his fastball around, had some run, change up to both righties and lefties, good feel for the slider, steady mix. They called a nice game. We were very fortunate to get out of there. But the bright spot clearly for us was on the mound today, and that's positive.
John, at the end of the first game, seemed to be about as good as you can be. Second game, Kevin came into a situation that's tense, pitched really well. How big of a bounce is that for you guys, knowing you have those two pieces in the bullpen?
Huge, and we threw 216 pitches on Wednesday night, so we didn't have a lot of length coming into a doubleheader when you're trying to pitch 18 innings. So nice to see them do that, and we've seen Johnny Sharp, Meeble, to come in and navigate the lefty. We brought him in to face the lefty, so that worked well for him. And then he really pitched great to the righties, and they're competitive, and they put the ball in play, and they force you to do things. And it was great to see that out of those guys. And O'Leary's going to keep getting better. There's a little bit of a lack of experience for O'Leary. Like, he hasn't logged a lot of innings at this level, so it'll continue to get better. Meeble's older, but obviously hadn't experienced this type of stuff before.
You talked about the short game, the inability to bunt. Obviously, I know that's the intention when you go out there. Just why did they fail to execute it? How do you work on that going forward? And you went to Carter, I presume, because you believed he would.
Because he's a very good bunter. Like he's if you watch it, he appears to be one of our most adept bunters to either side of the field. In that situation, we wanted to bunt the ball to the first base side, and he ends up getting hit like after 2 attempts at the bunt, and there were other things that we didn't do offensively, execution-wise, that kind of get lost in it. But we clearly have to make things more clear to them. I think some of the new guys don't quite understand some of the details of some of the plays and some of the things that we're asking them to do that does incorporate the short game. I think Frazier just lost the bat head, but we've seen him put down some good bunts. He put down a good bunt in the first game today on his own for a base hit attempt. So, but that's on us as coaches, and we obviously haven't positioned them to be comfortable enough to do it in that game. I think it's in there. It clearly didn't look right today.
10 games in, are you surprised by the inability to be super consistent at doing certain things for this bunch?
Yes. The approach, it starts with what you swing at and what you're doing up there, and that's the foundation for what you're doing at the plate, and we're struggling with that a little bit. It seems reckless, and I know the guys want to do damage and want to produce and want to drive in runs and get hits, but there's a diminishing rate of return if you're reckless and swinging at a lot of stuff that's not in the heart of the zone early in the count, and that's what it looks like. Watching it again on video will tell me a little bit more, but it sure feels like that. And then the management of those opportunities with the short game, that can open the game up for you. So a tough combination, and on top of that, it was a strange day out there. I don't remember feeling many days where it was that kind of cool and wind blowing in, and the ball just was going absolutely nowhere. The chef stepped on that ball to center field and nowhere. Some of the balls hit the right. Those balls usually at least get off the screen. And it was just an unusual day out there in terms of the ball flight and any sort of carry at all. So that didn't help either.
Coach, he stayed in the game after he was hitting the head, but is Miles okay after he took that?
He's okay. Yeah, he's okay. He's fine.
Anything else?
Trent, you're with the Citadel now. What was the game plan going? Just go out there and trust the stuff?
Yeah, it's really good. It's deceptive. And he's got 4 pitches that are in play. So you can tell he had a really good feel for moving the fastball around. Threw some fastballs kind of up and in on the righties, and that allowed that changeup to be very effective. And he's comfortable with that changeup, and he can also expand. So that's what we've seen for some time. It was just the health part and getting him back strong enough to go out there and do it. He probably lost 2 weeks. You kind of lose a week, but then you almost have to backtrack a week of the pitch count. So in theory, you would have thought he would have been 90 pitches or so today, but we're kind of at 70, 65 or 70. So he'll get there, but I did think he had that moxie and poise that you would like to see and move the ball around effectively, used his secondary pitch as well.
When you're facing a pitcher like you did today, is it hard when you feel through 7, 8 innings and you're not having success? Sometimes you're going to get frustrating.
Yeah, it's tough. He was the mixture of the pitches and the movement on the pitches was really good. And to both sides, like he was throwing fastball, slider, change to righties and lefties and moving it around to both sides of the plate. Then coming in, like you could look at the numbers, he must have had a bad outing along the way, but clearly can pitch. And man, was he on it today. Like it was very impressive.